Everybody team lost up here but Jules. I don't want to talk
Nah,
fuck the Eagles.
Who you? Oh yeah.
You Niners, right?
Man.
We won today.
Who your team, Corey?
Patriots.
Oh yeah.
You the Niners?
I'm a Niners fan.
Oh,
It was like,
Brady got hit. Well, that wasn't Brady. I'm sorry.
with episode 10.
What do we call it?
10 of them things. Hey, don't worry about that yet. All right. 10 of them things.
Team.
I'm your host, Tavon, Tri-State Tip at IG. Today I got with me. Make sure I get it right this time. I got Jason, Julie, Corey. Tell the people where to follow you. Go ahead, Jason.
Tiger Helly 19, IG, Snapchat, on Facebook, my government.
Julian Smith on Facebook.
And
You can follow me on whatever the group name page is.
right.
I don't want to say it on my live.
That's the boy Corey. Since we watching football, let's start with football real quick. Apparently the only person having a good day today is Julian.
Yes.
But the Niners took L. I mean, still only first week, so it's hard to tell how everything gonna play out. I didn't get the best feeling from Trey Lance at the moment, but rainy day, first game.
No Kittle.
Obviously, they see something. No Kittle, and obviously they see something in him to be comfortable enough to get rid of Garoppolo. So,
But also, Burns was Debo fumbling that ball.
in the end zone,
Yeah.
the end zone fumble from Debo. So, well, hey, it's only 1 week. So
We got 17 more to go.
I need 16 more wins for my Eagles to
Oh, yeah,
win.
16 more
because the
games.
bye week. Yeah.
Yeah.
17.
17.
17.
Yeah.
So. But I feel good today. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles won, but that was a shaky offensive line. Jalen Hurts was running for his life today. We got a problem with that line again already, but we'll see where it goes.
I always give it a month. Because I always think that, most people ain't playing in preseason games no more. So everybody got to get their rhythm up. So to me, I go 4 to 5 games. After that, you can tell who's going to be good and who's not.
You talking into your mic? I can't really hear you.
You can't hear? Oh, my fault. You want me to repeat what I said?
Nah, I can't be good enough.
Oh, all right.
It just sounded far on my end. That's all. Jason, how'd it go for you?
It was terrible. Lost to the damn Steelers. I'm a Bengals fan. Hashtag who dey. I mean, we had 5 turnovers. It was great. Like, I don't know, the way the game went, I kind of would have maybe felt better if we just got beat regular. But the fact that we came all the way back and then score on the last play of the game to tie it, and then with the go-ahead extra point had we made it. And then I think it was the commentators, man. They jinxed us because they kept talking about, because I guess at some point during the game, our long snapper got hurt. And they kept talking about, but they got a backup long snapper and everything's usually automatic, blah, 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 blah. And then we go for the extra point to win the game, and then Steelers blocked it. When overtime was just as crazy. Got to overtime, we stop them, we get the ball back. We're driving, we're in field goal range. I think we missed a 28-yard field goal. Once again, because of the damn long snapper. Fucking Wilcox. Bitch.
Speaking of overtime, I was trying to figure out how Kansas City had like a 13-point lead in overtime. How's that possible, isn't it? But they changed the rule, right? Because they give both teams a chance to score now, right? They
changed it up because of the Buffalo game, what happened last year.
But what ended up happening, so Kansas City, who they play?
No, today?
Yeah.
No, Kansas City blew. Kansas City blew. What's the name? What's the name with the overtime today? It was the Colts and
that's the one I think.
Colts and Texans.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
They was up 20-3 and lost.
Hold on. Let me make sure.
But anyway,
it's Colts Texans.
Anytime
they tied.
They tied. But I just find this funny. Anytime a head coach gives your team a black Air Ones, somebody go get their ass kicked. I'm sorry, but that's just.
I mean, I wasn't a fan because it wasn't high top.
Tomlin. Fuck Tomlin.
Brother Tomlin.
Tomlin, I mean, he sent the message clear. Stomped their ass today.
Man, we beat ourselves. 5 turnovers.
Who y'all play next week?
We got Cowboys.
I hope y'all beat
At
them.
home?
I'm see how they playing. I think in Dallas. I think.
Nah, it's a away game. Nah, that's your home game, I think.
I hope not.
Yeah,
We play better on the road, so
You about to check?
'cause we played
We played Pittsburgh.
last year.
Who
We
y'all
was better on
play
the road.
Yeah, that's your home game.
Who Niners play?
No, we play
Next
Dallas
week.
and
Next
playing
week,
Dallas and Dallas next week. The 425 game.
I know we got Washington next week.
Seattle, but Seattle on the rebuild. So
Yes.
Well, we lost to the Bears though. So
It was raining, man. It was raining men out there,
They said
man.
the ball was slippery.
The whole field was.
And then Devo fumbling.
Yo, did you see that? Was
Pig.
it a couple weeks ago when they was looking at the Bears
Did he
field.
get
Yeah, it was saturated.
Crazy.
There was a whole
What,
new
'cause
field
of-
today.
It's
'Cause
all
the weather?
tore up. Yeah, I mean, just how tore up and raggedy it is.
Yeah,
That's
that
a
was a
whole
whole
new
new
field they
field.
put in there.
I heard they got footprints from Walter Payton still in the damn
All
sand.
right, no comment.
uh,
He gonna say Gail Sayers is running out there too, huh?
William Perry was doing
Yo.
Water Angels on that.
He should have picked that up.
Yeah.
all right. Anything else football related right now? Tampa,
3-3.
Dallas 3-3. We'll see how this turn out.
Yeah,
but I think everybody counting Dallas out this year. Yeah, everybody in the same boat saying they.
I can't stand that team.
I don't like Dallas. So
I
ain't
can't.
got nothing nice to say.
I can't stand the team, man.
You know what?
Screw you, Mike Mathis.
Oh, Dallas doesn't bother me because when they win, Eagles fans get upset, and I like that.
Well, I will say this. I have nothing against Dallas team. It's something against the Dallas fans. When Dallas fans start winning, they act like they won a Super Bowl. And they not in my conference, so I don't care about them. But I tell you what, I do notice when Dallas start winning, they fans act like they won the Super Bowl already.
Sure do.
I'm with Stephen A. Smith. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to watch and wait for that damn accident waiting to happen.
What was it last year?
I can't stand
Last,
the team.
we
They
took
ate
them
that
out.
last year, right?
But we took them in the. Remember they had all the pictures of the
Oh,
fans in the
man.
crowd.
Yo,
Yeah.
that was
funny.
When my man with the fine girlfriend
Yeah,
was crying.
They was in the crowd. There was so many memes.
No, it was the one was the home chick where she would just had her hands folded and she was just like scolded. I can't stand the fan base. I can't stand the team. Period.
And their favorite line is "Got 6." They can't even say that no more.
Related to football, there was a boxing match that took place over the weekend involving is Leveon still playing? No, right? Involving two former NFL players, Adrian Peterson and Leveon Bell. I did not watch the fight, but I did watch the highlight of the fight, which was Leveon Bell knocking out Adrian Peterson, buckled his knee, sat him down, and everything. It
This
looked
is
like he was
why-
wobbly when he got up.
I think this is why NFL players have a lot of gun charges because they can't fight. He punched him one time and he just said, "Hold up."
Well, I think it also comes into underestimating what it takes to be a professional
You
fighter.
cannot fake boxing.
And
You can't-
apparently, Adrian Peterson is really strong. Like in real life, I heard he like basically can crush a phone book with his hand. But
yeah, his chin couldn't. Though.
exactly. And it's something about boxers training. The punching and getting punched makes you acclimated to it. So when you get into that real fight, it's certain things you can't really reproduce. You can't train for, right?
You can't.
So
You can't play boxing. Man.
Right.
Straight up.
right. You can practice basketball, soccer 100% all the time, right? You can play at your best. Boxing, you can get as real as close as you can with training for boxing, and you can spar with the helmet and everything. But the training for that prepares you to take a punch. And I think most people, Nate Robinson, for an example, and he had no business being in the ring because the boy was way overweight on him. But
That was cold.
you getting hit in the
Very
face, and your mind's not accumulate is not used to getting punched in the face, that's going your whole equilibrium going to get knocked off the first time you get knocked out or get hit. Hopefully you're okay. I don't want to say nothing about 10 years later. People saying Adrian Peterson got CTE and all this other stuff, but
he got it last
he
night.
Caught a L. He caught a L.
He touched his chin. This is why NFL players have the most gun charges because they can't fight.
And speaking of boxing,
go ahead.
Well, we got in a couple months or a month or two.
You talking about the Paul brother?
Yeah, Paul versus Anderson.
I keep getting them mixed up. Who's the oldest?
I just care because it's Anderson. That's the only reason I care.
Jake Paul's the youngest, and Logan's the oldest.
Logan's older.
Logan is the one fighting.
I think,
or is it Jake?
It's Jake Paul's fighting Anderson.
Okay,
but they're not fighting in New York. They're fighting in what's it, Arizona?
Yeah,
Arizona.
That's the only place that would give him a boxing license.
So if he beats Silva.
It's all sham. If he beats Silva, it's a sham.
Right.
What I think is going to end up happening is I think Jake Paul and Nate Diaz are going to end up fighting. And that's probably going to be one of the biggest spectacle fights that's going to draw some serious
Diaz is going to be there too. Because his boy's on the undercard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was watching Nate Diaz comments post fight last night, but they were asking him, was he going to be at that fight? He was like, what fight? Where's it going to be at? You know how he talks. But then they told him, he said, oh, my boy so-and-so, I forget what he said. He said, oh, he's fighting on the under. I'll definitely be there.
I just think it's funny how everybody just automatically think Paul's going to beat Silva.
No,
Silva beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
He beat him.
I'm not saying that he will beat him. I'm just saying what happens if. And the only reason why I'm thinking that is because Silva, it's hard for me to gauge MMA fighters in boxing. Again, because they have to train multiple aspects.
Well,
this guy is I don't know what they're weighing at, but obviously Silva is in the tail end of his athletic career versus this dude who's probably in his physical prime, his age, and probably going to be higher weight.
But Anderson can actually box though.
That's what he used to do.
I mean, he actually can box. I mean,
out of fighters that I would consider boxing,
he's one of the good ones.
Anderson's one.
I'm okay with Nate Diaz fighting him. Something about Anderson Silva is not rubbing me right now about it.
I think he's going to
fight.
I don't think
that's my favorite fighter.
I don't have nothing against.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about for this fight at this point in his career, something just not sitting right.
If he lose, it's all.
And I got a feeling he's gonna get touched in the jaw. And
I said if he lose,
fold over.
It's fake.
And he probably need a couple $1 million. He needs some money on his books.
I'm pretty sure he'll need no money.
Because I really don't know about that Tyron Woodley fight. There's no way in hell.
I still think that was a fix.
I told you the signals was
with
all
the
on
hand,
that one.
with the
he hit his chest. He went down.
But side note, not even to get off the subject. Last week, I sat back and watched Anderson Silva versus Adasanya. That was a good ass fight. I sat
they
back,
kept it interesting.
Yeah, I mean it was a good fight as a
it was a
passing of the guard type thing, and he's like this younger version of who he was.
They was throwing them
I was like,
all
oh
that
shit,
moon kicks at each other.
Because I never sat down and watched it. I just knew he lost. I was like, oh man, I don't want to see my boy go out like that. But I sat and watched it last week.
Yeah, he can fight.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Let's transition to you.
Wait, but remember next week we got Triple G and
Canelo fight.
Oh, again?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
I wasn't
Next
even
week.
tracking it.
And then 2 months from now you got Spence and Crawford.
Yeah,
Supposed
that's.
to
I'm
be on the 19th.
gonna watch that.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
That's why I haven't really said anything on it because they haven't been concrete on it.
What's the Canelo GG? What's their records?
No, to me it's 1-1.
Canelo lost the first fight.
Canelo lost first fight, he won the second.
Second
won the
fight
second
could have won anyway.
Either way, okay.
But Canelo really won.
Yeah.
That. I give him that. To me it's 1-1.
Okay.
Kill it.
I'm glad they did it because they were fighting at least in their prime, and we could get a decisive winner on who was the top dog at the time.
Right.
I mean, I will give them that.
And then supposedly Garcia and Tank supposed to fight in December.
Allegedly,
My little cousin is best friends with Shakur Stevenson. And he'll be fighting next weekend as well. I might go up to Jersey for that fight. I think it's next
23rd.
23rd. You're right. It's 2 weeks. Yep.
I forgot who he's fighting.
I like him.
It's in Newark though, right?
Yeah. So I might head up for that one.
I like Shakur Stevenson. He's young.
Shakur want to fight Haney.
That should be a good one though.
But Haney's supposed to fight Lomo after he beats up on that dude again.
If he fighting Lomo, then we got a problem.
And then you see Tyson Fury wants to fight Joshua.
What y'all think is going to be? I'm mixed on that one.
I don't want to see it.
Hold up.
I want to see it, but then again, I don't.
He should fight Usyk.
Hold up. That's in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So for everybody else,
I thought one coming out to
Nah,
Thanksgiving
no,
or Christmas.
this the original.
Nah, they're
So they're re-releasing.
Okay.
So everybody not watching. We just saw a trailer commercial for the original Avatar. When did that come out?
2011.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
I thought that was earlier than that.
No, it wasn't. Not. Hold on. Don't have me
It was
lying.
2009, wasn't it?
It was either 9 or 11.
But they re-releasing the original Avatar in theaters. I guess to get
2009,
everybody.
my bad.
Yeah, 2009.
Because
get
nobody
everybody hyped.
watched it since,
Exactly.
since then.
I saw it like
God
3 times in theaters.
2009.
I saw it 3 times in theaters.
I saw it one time.
And they finally just came out.
Well,
Look.
James Cameron was like changing the script.
Is
firing writers left and right.
Who was the main the guy?
Was it Chris Paul?
No,
the guy
Sam Worthington.
Sam Worthington. Is he
Yeah,
supposed
I
to be in
know.
the new one?
Yeah, everybody's back.
And so is Zoe Saldana.
Yeah, he is. Vin Diesel's supposed to be in it. Nah,
I am Groot.
yeah,
But they could be saying that during the movie.
he might be.
They shot all 5
He's
of them
in it.
already, though, right?
I heard they
shot-
shot
That's
the
what I
next.
heard.
I don't know if it's 5.
They shot 3 of them.
Because he said something about he was trying to get them all out the way.
He shot 3 of them. He's
Okay.
got 2 more. He's got to shoot, but they're saying that he
Damn,
may be.
5
Yeah,
movies.
it's a massive deal. They said that script page was like this long.
What is going on?
He shot 3 of them, but he's trying to figure out if he's going to shoot the last 2 or is he going to pass it off to somebody else to
I
do
say
it.
pass.
Well, he had the movie. He wanted to do it. He had the movie, the idea of the movie and stuff. Went back when Terminator was out.
Oh, really?
And
For that long?
Yeah, and he didn't feel
They
like
just
the
ain't had the arts,
technology.
right?
He
Yeah.
said the technology
Technology
wasn't
wasn't
where
there.
he needed it to be.
Yeah.
So he
Apparently
waited like
that-
20.
So he was like, all
He
right,
waited
we
like
wait another
20 something.
decade. We
Yo,
good, but
talk
we
about-
could be better.
Talk about patience.
Sorry, let's get off real quick to UFC since we were talking about that. I can't even say Shimei. How you say his name?
Kazmat Chimaev.
All right, the boy came in
What he said.
wildly overweight for his fight with Nate Diaz, 8 pounds, I believe. However, not in traditional fashion. He was still able to fight. They just shuffled down around the fight cards and gave him a different opponent. I'm assuming he took a purse cut, but usually fighters don't get kept on the fight card when they miss weight. From what I thought,
They normally let them fight. Just give
I
them
thought
a
they have
fine,
to
right?
agree.
No, what ended up happening with this because they were in
Vegas.
Las Vegas is kind of strict with this stuff. Any other state, they probably would have did it as a catch weight. Vegas pretty much said no, he ain't fighting. Because they looked at it like he was 178. They know once he rehydrates and everything, he's going to be
come in
coming
bigger,
in about
right.
close to 200 pounds.
Right.
And Nate cut weight. He did everything he was supposed to have done. He showed up was underweight. So they basically said, nah, this ain't popping off. And the UFC was scrambling. They thought it was going to be Poirier and Diaz because he actually said that he was willing.
on his way.
He was on his way. They had him as a standby, from what I understand. But he didn't think it was like going to go down. And he was showing pictures on Instagram. He's like, "Look, I only got to drop 6 pounds, and I'll be there."
You do that in 2 days.
So
So what they end up doing, since Chimaev was overweight, the guy that he got into the dispute with, which was a mind-boggling in itself, he was the same weight as him. So they basically said, well, let's just settle this grudge match now and just get it done. They end up having to pay Nate and Tony Ferguson a lot more money to take that main event because they weren't even supposed
They weren't supposed to be the main
to
event,
fight.
right.
And Nate Diaz was like, I didn't even practice punching. He said, I was expecting a wrestling match with this
right.
guy.
Well,
So, I mean,
in his favor, Nate Diaz did end up winning the match. Rear naked choke. What was that? Yeah.
4th round, and it was 2 minutes and 9 seconds.
Stockton.
Where he's from.
Stockton.
But
I think
from
where he's from.
But I think it's bad. It's bad business, honestly, because I mean, Chimaev got the easier fight.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to build him. As,
they're building him
the
up.
next is
Killer
it
in
Eastern
the
European, where that Khabib.
Yeah.
Can't,
I mean, the guy can fight. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
Kazmat ain't no joke in that cage. I mean,
Yeah.
this is his 4th fight in that cage, and he ain't take a punch. I mean,
What's
only
the name
guy
kind of exposed him a little bit.
Gil
though.
Burns
Yeah.
got at him.
Yeah.
That was the only guy that really gave him a fight.
But see, my thing is, you put him in there with like Usman. Do you think he?
I think Usman is going to have a problem with him.
really?
I really think so. Unless this goes to a wrestling match, that's going to be something. But
Well, it's gonna be some because Usman got to get the.
Well, he gonna
the
get that
rematch,
back.
and he gonna get that back. I
but
think,
right
easily.
now, Kazmat's going to be.
So Kazma gonna have to fight Covington.
He's going to have to
I
fight
think-
Covington, or he may have to go up the middleweight. Because I mean, if he's walking around,
Well-
he clearly don't care, which is kind of like
Yeah,
disrespectful to the
right.
fighters. I mean, everybody else is cutting weight and slaving, and he walked in there and just basically he knew he was over.
I thought I saw some footage or at least some words from Diaz talking about he trying to go for the title again as well. He trying to make another title run himself. So I don't know. We'll see.
When he
I
talks
mean,
right now,
yeah, as long as you put the dub up, that's all.
I
that really
mean,
matters.
he won, so he's got some leverage with that company.
That's what I feel like.
So basically, now if the UFC gets into a bind trying to find Kazmat, do this again instead of $1 million, they can come and say, "Look, I won my last fight out. I can get I want $10 million."
and that's why they pay him whatever he wants.
Nate Diaz is the smartest guy on the planet.
But he also shows up though.
Yeah.
That's one thing I can't take away from him. He gonna fight. You need a fighter, I'll fight. What weight you want me coming? I'll come in at the weight.
Did he fight Leon Edwards in like 2 week notice?
Yep.
Yeah, he fought a couple people.
Yeah.
And
last minute.
and they said every pay
He
he's
took.
been on it. He
I
sells.
mean, he took the Nate. He saved that Conor McGregor fight, and he ended up winning the thing. So he kind of became a star on accident by misfortune because they
Right.
put him in there with Conor McGregor thinking he was going to lose. The opposite happened. He ended up smacking him around and
Exposed him.
Yeah. He kind of killed Conor McGregor's mystique.
He started
that
it.
fight.
Yeah, he was
just stepped on it, and then Poirier and put him in a casket. And it's like he
took it that way.
I don't want to see him fight no more.
Nah, he better off going to commentary right now.
He's going to draw just because
His
of
name,
who he
but
is, and
he's not going to take a win. They're going to have to put him against the lower ranked people and work his way back
I think
up.
Well, they were
Because
talking
he can't beat none of them top five at all.
They were talking about them doing the trilogy, him and Nate.
apparently, I think if the UFC was smart, I would put him in there with Masvidal because that's the guy that's going to stand and swing with him. The problem is Masvidal is a heavy dude too, and Conor McGregor is a small guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, that would make the most sense for
Street
him.
Jesus gonna knock him out.
I mean, if you put Conor McGregor in there with a grappler, he ain't winning.
Yeah.
Anybody who's going to put him on the ground is going to kick his ass.
I think they're trying to figure out where they want to, because he has to still do a certain amount of fights, right, or something like that.
I think he's got maybe two more fights
He
on
has
his
something
deal.
on his deal.
And then he said he's walking.
I think they're just trying to figure out who not to embarrass him.
No, I'm serious. I put him in there. I'll pour him in there with Jorge, and then put him in there with probably Michael Chandler. Or
I think if he get punched, he gonna
I
drop.
see Michael Chandler. Yeah.
I can see Michael Chandler.
that would be
Yeah.
the most sense. I mean, you want because I don't want to see Conor McGregor in there with another grappler because we already know the outcome. They're gonna put him on the ground and they're just gonna maul him to death. I mean,
I want to see this.
Poirier didn't even really put him on. Poirier,
Exactly. Poirier didn't put him
Poirier
on the
was just
ground.
like, you want to touch gloves?
Yeah.
Cool. That was his worst mistake.
He done. He's past his fighting life.
yep.
Let's transition real quick because some other drama happened in the world of sports. AEW.
Fightgate.
Okay, we're gonna talk about some hands being thrown. All right.
It's a big hand.
Matt
So
Jackson.
let's give the backstory. What was that? What was that pay per view? All Out.
All out.
But
You should say it really started what, May, when Hangman started that.
You know what? I am not mad at Hangman Page because he said it to his face.
So the
That
beef
kinda
is
started.
between Hangman Adam Page and CM Punk.
Right.
The beef's been brewing for months now. We've been seeing jabs from CM Punk at Hangman for a couple shows. However, all this kind of came to a head at AEW All Out.
Media scrum.
All right,
Out
the
of
media
all-
scrum
out of
at
all
which
places.
CM Punk again throws shots at Hangman. However, afterwards, some chaos ensued apparently, and some people came and knocked on his door. There's been a bunch of memes. Apparently, I gotta show you. I gotta send y'all these memes. But these people being the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega came up to CM Punk and a battle. A scuffle ensued in which Jackson got knocked out. Apparently,
Or was Nick Matt?
one of them Jacksons got hit with a chair or something and got knocked out, or at least dazzled.
Apparently, one of the Jacksons got knocked out with a punch.
I heard it was a chair.
It was
Yeah,
a chair.
it was a
The
chair.
chair
I
got
heard it
flung
was a
at him.
chair
Somebody
from
somebody
the
got punched.
Ace Steel.
Yeah, somebody got
CM
bit
Punk's
on
boy.
this.
Ace still was struggling with Nick Jackson. Basically what they said was, what's the name walked up to Punk swung at him, then Punk and Matt Jackson was fighting. And then they said Omega didn't really do nothing. He just
They said Omega was
sitting
trying.
there.
They said Omega
He
was
picked
trying
the
to
dog
get
up.
trying to get Punk's dog out the room.
Larry.
Trying to get Larry out the room.
He picked Larry up. So then in between all that, Ace still thought he was trying to jump him, so he bit him and pulled his hair. I was like, what kind
Yeah.
of girl move is that?
Yeah.
Then on top of that, I guess they said Ace Steel's wife got her foot broken trying to separate them. It's a legal thing now going on apparently with
Oh
this.
man.
But where did Michael Cott, whatever, where did he come in all that? They was in there? I can't say his name.
And Brandon got
It was I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about. That.
it was a bunch of people got suspended.
Yeah, it was a-
Well,
And then Christopher Daniels, I was like, what y'all was all back there jumping on him?
So they
So-
was war ready.
so-
Yo, the whole AEW locker had black Air Ones on that night.
But see, the sad part about it is, nobody talked about that pay-per-view after that.
Yeah, and I heard it was good. I
So
watched it.
let's finish this, and then we can talk about the pay per view. So, the consequences of this. So, actually, you know what? Let's talk about that because CM Punk had just regained the world title that night. I guess minutes prior. After that bout, MJF, my boy, your favorite wrestler, came back announcing, all right, I'm coming for whatever I want, including that belt. But to take away from that night, everything, well, all the people involved are suspended and or possibly let go now. So CM Punk's career in AEW is up in the air. So Wednesday night, it was announced right at the beginning of the show, the title's been vacated and
The
the
triple
triple tag has been vacated. So now they're redoing tournaments for both. MJF came back out, and I guess his
Death Triangle won the trios belts.
Yeah.
his sketch,
I
or
wanted
not
that
his sketch,
Francis
but
win.
his story arc must have changed a little bit because he's supposed to come back a little bit more vengeful, I thought, but now he's kind of playing back into the asshole role.
Yeah.
And
Because he was
flipped
supposed to be in the
on-
face,
right?
And then now he's the heel again.
So I think he's back on the asshole route. But yeah, so I don't know if they announced anything, but right now it looks like CM Punk's career is up in the air with AEW. I don't think they're
They watched
firing.
him from the intro.
They did.
And they
Wow.
watched
Well,
him.
something's going to have to happen because but this is going to be a little more interesting. Like, who's he going to pick? Because you got Kenny Omega, who's basically doing their video game for him right now. That's ready to come out.
I don't know.
I mean, it's business that he has involved with. But the whole problem is they should have never put an active wrestler as an executive vice president.
and part of yes,
That's the biggest issue.
part of this, I think, is coming down to the leadership and Tony Khan allowing people to have more sway than they should. He's running the company. This is your company. I know we give Vince McMahon some hate sometimes,
He don't exist no more.
but Vince McMahon said we doing it this way, and if you got a problem, I don't care. Get out of here.
I think what it is with Tony Khan is he's a fan.
He's a fan first.
And he wants to be with the boys. And
I think he
doesn't learn how to draw the hard line.
And this is creating friction between his employees. And I think he needs to firm-handed. And maybe he did firm-handed with CM Punk. But he should have squashed that Adam Page CM Punk stuff weeks ago.
It goes back further than that. I mean, the whole tirade should have been squashed.
It should have been squashed.
Right in there. Even before when he signed Cole Cabana. Even before that should have been something that Khan, Punk, and Cabana, as soon as his name even came up, they should have just been like, look, we got to talk.
Yeah.
Like now. Don't let this stuff just brew over and simmer over and simmer over. Because now I'm not saying that Punk's right or wrong in this. I think everybody's wrong at the whole thing. Right. At the core of this whole issue, they're all wrong. But Punk and Cabana and the owner, they should have sat down from the day he signed and basically got out what they needed to get out. What Punk said on that scrim should have been said the first day he signed that contract, and if he stayed, he stayed. Because I think now what the assumption is, I don't even think it's true or not, but if he's basically saying that he got the man demoted or fired.
He did.
No, he already talked about that.
I'm not saying, I'm just going speculation. I'm just
That's
calling
why
out and seeing.
He said that whole promo for it.
I know, but it's just the whole thing.
And he said that it came up because they kept asking him about it. Punk had already said, he's like, I don't care if that man work here. I don't care if he don't work here. I don't care where. He said, I had nothing to do with that. And he says he's just tired of people keep asking him about it. Yo, we're not boys no more. Like, that's the end of it.
And that's fine. But that whole incident, I mean, everybody, even before Punk signed that letter or that contract, first day, that should have been a meeting between Khan and whoever.
I personally feel like it was something valid to say. It was just at the wrong place and the wrong time.
Right.
And then you got guys. I mean,
and once you say it, let it be done.
Mm-hmm.
You can't keep
bringing it back.
Right.
Because I mean, if anything, if they were smart, they would put Cabana and him in that ring.
Yeah.
I mean,
that should have been his first.
That should have been the first damn match he had. I mean, people may think it's crazy, but controversy is a cash.
Eric Bischoff would have did it.
Vince would have did it.
He's not Irish. What is he? Was he Irish? He was with the Irish team, and he got beef with Omega. They've been going offline.
Oh, you talking about Ospreay?
Will Ospreay.
And see what they did? They was professional about it. They went about their match.
Yeah, Will Ospreay, isn't he Australian?
He's Australian.
Australian.
And they don't. And
they really don't like.
They really don't like each other.
But he was professional about it. They went about their match. They might have said some word, but keep that offside, that out the ring stuff out the ring.
How they handled it should have been handled with Punk and
right. And that's where I'm getting at with that.
Like, I felt like it was a lot of extra shit.
But for it to come to blows
like that,
and now y'all messing up money, man. Y'all messing up money. Y'all took away from the night, but
which was a good night from what I understand.
If everybody's suspended and fired now, they back to the original people they had before CM Punk came in last year.
I think everybody should just be suspended.
Nah, they gotta let them go.
They can't.
See, my point with this, where I feel like Hangman, I feel like that promo poked the bear at him because somebody said something I didn't pay attention to it. They was like, Punk waited until that company took off to come there. You come there, then you get in there, you say, "Oh, I'm here to put people over." Like, and then you turn around and then you didn't want to do you didn't want to do the job for certain people. That's bullshit.
I think.
But who said that though?
There's been people. That's all. Most of them promos they've been coming at him for.
I think, and also the bigger thing is with CM Punk. It's so much with him right now.
He's becoming the wrestlers he used to bitch about when he was in WWE.
He became what he was arguing about.
And what I loved him
think
for
he definitely
WWE.
has favorites, and I think there are definitely people that rubbed him the wrong way.
Yeah. But I didn't understand what the issue was.
Huh?
Like, I don't understand what the issue is with it.
I don't think he for one, just messes with Hangman's personality. There was something about Hangman in an interview a while back saying he don't take advice from people,
and I think that's where that started. And he was talking about I don't take advice from nobody,
right? And then he may have tried to say something to him, and then he might have took the disrespect back by saying by him saying I don't take advice from people. That's what probably rubbed CM Punk the wrong way. And then he was like, all right, well, I don't care about you, but there's other people here that I could put over. But then they end up having to fight each other. So,
but it's been some.
It's emotion. It's little kid stuff, honestly.
But it's been some shit with that company that's been going on for a while now. It's just amplified now just because of the personality that's involved in it right now.
And
it's messing up It's messing up the main event.
I think what it's bad is when you put yourself above everybody else. I mean, if I'm somebody, I'm not saying if Punk is a draw or not, but if somebody's basically saying that I put $1 million into these things off the backs of me, you got other girls and guys in there that are doing the same shit you doing, getting slammed every night like you are. Yeah. And I kind of see why he's kind of got a divided locker room on that issue. That's a problem right there.
Yeah. So my thing is, it started from my boy we was talking about a couple weeks ago. He told me even before the whole thing, everything hit the fan. He told me, he was like, my boy Ant, we online, we talking about it. He said, I bet you anything it's going to come down to it's the elites behind it. Because this was my thing. Nobody believed Dirt Sheets until the Dirt Sheets was talking trash on Punk. Now everybody believed Meltzer. Everybody believes everything that was printed up. But when it's something else, you can't trust the Dirt Sheets. You can't. And then the Bucks is close to Meltzer. Mm-hmm. And that, because with the scrum, to me, told me, Punk looked like a motherfucker that was mad about somebody lying on him. You know how somebody acts. When somebody lies on you, you get up there, you like, I know what I'm supposed to say, but fuck all that. Yo, they out here lying on me.
They probably told him
because that's what it hit me at. That's what it hit me at.
All right. This is something that should have been said, not at a scrim.
He is making a good point because they could have went to him and said, yo, we got to end this, but it's probably really something that's weighing, on him that, yo, I got to get this narrative out because y'all are going to look at me wrong now.
And that's what he was like, yo, we coming out. And then let's not forget, this has kind of been the Bucks, and I like the Bucks. Yeah, this has been their MO for a while.
MO where?
You didn't hear that? That was always the rumor why Cody left. The whole thing was between him and Cody. Tapatanga, he used to talk about it. He used to talk about it. They said they was doing this shit back in New Japan. This is what they do. Like, this is what they do. They go to the things, they run all these rumors and all that. Because when they was exiting from New Japan, that was one of the rumors. Nobody came out and said, it was 100% true. Mm-hmm. And then they said that was around Cody leaving. And when Cody wasn't getting along with the EVP, the other EVPs and all that. I mean, I don't know. My thing is, I'm just the type of person, I can't tell nobody how to settle their beef. Yeah. Like, if y'all not being, they did get violent. Well, so I'm gonna say if y'all get violent, they did get violent.
They chose violence. Yeah. But here's the crazy part about this one. Since Cody Rhodes has left that company, you can just start seeing slowly
the fabric.
That's everything.
The fabric is pulling.
So he must have been the guy that was at least keeping that locker room in line and in check. Yeah. He's left now. It's like everybody else is looking at each other. Yeah. I'm not saying that Bryan Danielson and Jericho or
honestly, I feel like Jericho as the probably the elder statesman of that group.
But some of the stuff he says too,
Jericho shouldn't be
Punk already have past beef.
Sometimes I think he's in it for himself too, man.
Yeah, because he's always main event. Like at least one thing with Punk, he came there, he'd be leading the show, I'll be in the middle. It's like Jericho stops the moment. He stopped what? MJF's moment. That stuff made no sense. Yeah. MJF beat you 3 times. You turn around, you go to Labors with Jericho.
And I don't even know why Jericho's in this championship tournament right now.
Because it's a tournament of champions. So I guess the former champions get to compete.
That's my whole thing with him, though, man. Just like sometimes he's basically reverting.
I'd have personally put Miro in there instead of Jericho.
Yeah, it was tournament champions. Miro should have been in that.
Yeah. That's the guy they need to be
He
pushing.
probably got his own little. No, because they concluded that, right?
Yeah, they killed that one.
It just seemed like they just signing guys. My also issue with AEW.
Go ahead. Then we're gonna move on because
I'm serious.
we about to hit 40, so we got to go ahead.
All right, real quick. I don't like the fact that they let Jonathan Gresham was a brother that had that championship. They jobbed him. And then you got Claudio. I got nothing against him, but he's been fighting and defending that title a lot more times than him. And that dude only had one defense. Okay. Rant's over.
Let's move on to.
But we gonna be at that show later on this month anyway.
You going? I've been asking.
I
ain't see you responded.
Yeah, I did. I said I'm definitely going.
You got your tickets already?
No, I ain't getting
them.
All
right,
I got mine at the box office last time. They were cheap as hell.
All right, we'll talk about it after.
Y'all have fun.
And if you guys want to be there, you can be there too.
I wish I could go, but I work. I told you that.
Let's move on to some movie and show stuff. Anybody watching? I may be the only one, but I see the face. The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power.
I haven't seen it yet, but it's on my.
Have you watched the Lord of the Rings movies?
I watched the first one. Yeah.
No.
As somebody who absolutely loves fantasy movies, I am ashamed to say I have never watched any.
Julian.
Now you getting on me about Potter.
I'm just asking. Have you watched?
I watched all the
movies.
I watched all the movies.
The Hobbits and stuff.
I've even watched the old Rob Baskin version that they did back in the day.
I'm not familiar with that.
Nah, they actually did a cartoon of it.
I think if you don't necessarily need to watch the movies, but I think you'll have a deeper understanding of the movies if you watch this series. There's only 3 episodes out right now.
I heard they were good though.
They are good. It's a series on Amazon.
Yeah, they spent some money on it.
A movie.
Yeah, it's a series on Amazon.
Yeah, they said it was like one of the highest rated or highest budgeted films.
Yeah, and budgeted. It's good. It's good.
They shot like a movie.
It's a prequel. Thousands of years in the future.
Yeah, he's lying.
Thousands of years in the past. Part of the issue, or I don't want to say issue, part of the controversy of the show is how colorful it is. They got people of color in this where the original movies
and it's
did not.
Coming down hard.
And people are, the racists. They weren't black because there's no black people in the movie. Whatever. But
and the creators basically said F off.
They basically said you're racist. F off. And I'm glad everybody's sticking with it because some of the characters are pretty good. And they're not the only show doing that. There's another. What other show introduced a bunch of black characters? It's
House of Dragon.
House of Dragon. So House of Dragon is also out. Game of Thrones prequel. I personally am having a hard time watching it. Julie, you can speak more to it. I think you're caught up.
I'm not caught up on it all the way, but I see where I don't want to spoil it because you haven't watched it yet.
Okay,
but I kind of see where you're going with it. Yeah.
It took me like 2 tries to watch the first episode. Actually, I watched the first episode in 1 try. The second episode took me like 2 or 3 times. The first time I tried to watch the second episode, I stopped it. I was like, I'll come back tomorrow. I never came back.
I think what it is, it's moving a little too slow for some people, and everybody is just wants to see the action with the dragons and all that other stuff. But I see where the argument is coming from. I'm just going to stick with it because it takes time for a show to build.
That's the only saving grace about it is that the original series built up a story and it paid off. Well, at least outside of the last season. But hopefully this has some payoff. I'm struggling with it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm not going to check out on it. I'm gonna give it its run, and then we'll see from there.
So
go ahead.
I just want to say I just finally started Stranger Things 4.
All right,
it's great. It's great so far. I'm 4 episodes. I think I'm 4 episodes in.
It's really good.
Yo, it's good.
The last season.
I mean, I like Stranger Things.
I'm surprised you ain't watched that. Though.
I know. Well, this is the thing.
Because that is like stuff that's like right now.
Because somebody was waiting for me to watch it, and they didn't want to watch it until I was watching it. And we had to watch it in unison. So I've been having to be on the shelf.
I think the third season was really good, though.
I think I like the 4th season.
I like all of them.
I like 3 and 4 was good.
I like them all for different reasons, though. Like this one, we getting into it. I'm just halfway.
Yes.
I'm not even halfway.
I thought
through yet.
they was really. I thought the narrative was maturer than the other seasons in the fourth season.
Yeah,
I think because them kids start getting older and they can start really opening up a little bit.
But remember Harry Potter? You watch Harry Potter?
Oh, they get darker as you go.
It aged with the movies, and the audience it tailored to kind of changed too.
Speaking of Harry Potter, he's finally with us. He's becoming one of us.
You finally started watching?
I'll put it like this. One night I was home just channel surfing. And I texted him.
I've been telling this man for years.
I watched, what was it? Which one was it?
I think, what'd you just watch? Goblet of Fire?
Goblet of Fire. It was the one where Robert Pattinson got off.
It might have been Goblet. They were running in the
Because that's the first one where they killed one of the kids. Yeah, Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire.
And I was into that last hour of it. I was really into it, and I was just like, all right, let me really go back and watch.
Yeah,
watch. Like part 3 is my favorite, but they all.
What order? You guys send me the order.
Yeah, we'll send you.
Yeah, I'll send you the order. Because like they're good. Like once you start watching them in order,
I've only watched 2 of them. I watched the one that you dragged.
Yeah, we went to the movies to see. What was it? Part 1?
No,
Deathly Hallows Part 2. Yeah.
Part 2.
So he saw the end.
The Fantastic Beasts, I didn't really. I don't think it paid off.
I'm into them.
I don't think the last one paid off.
I think just because of
the last one
Johnny
suffered.
Depp,
Yeah,
you can clearly tell that.
Yeah. Outside of that, anybody watching Cobra Kai? Am I the only one?
I still haven't watched the last season, so I'm once again getting.
But
caught
it's
up.
a good series, man.
I love
y'all gotta try it out. Don't. I was shocked when I watched that first season how good it was. Yeah. It originally started out on YouTube. It was supposed to be a YouTube TV show.
Yeah, and then it's sold.
And it was so good. And Netflix was like, yeah, we gotta scoop this up.
Well, apparently YouTube didn't want it because
it fizzled out.
It phased out. Netflix jumped on it and it set a record.
It's a good show. You gotta give it a shot.
They got another season. I think they renewed it for.
I think one more season.
One more, and then it's gonna be some spinoffs on it. I think.
She-Hulk.
Megan.
Well, last week's episode we had the Megan Thee Stallion cameo, and she was basically the same size as She-Hulk. If you look at her, she almost damn near the same size as her.
Had people online complaining about it.
I don't want to sound like over sexist, but like she had a big ass though when she was twerking.
Which one, Megan Thee Stallion or She-Hulk?
Both. I like both of them.
So you out here smashing CGI people.
Man, I had a crush on a cartoon Rogue. So
Rogue was bad though. Rogue in the cartoon was made to be bad.
So on a side note, every time I think of She-Hulk, I may have in my younger adult years a pretty extensive cinemas of an adult orientation.
Okay,
you know, one of my things I was big on are like parody movies.
Okay,
I have a lot of parody movies. I even have the Dave Chappelle parody. It's a lot of parody. Okay. Like you won't believe how many adult parody movies there are.
Right.
But I actually somewhere hard copy I own. It's called Not Another Parody. Avengers, possibly XXX. She-Hulk is in the movie. That's why every time everybody says She-Hulk, I think of this movie.
And was the person buff at least?
China played her. China from WWE
in the XXX
plays She-Hulk in
this
the
adult
XXX
movie.
Yes. It took me a minute to realize it was even her. I was like, yo, she looks kind of like China. And then when you go to the end,
wow.
Remember, that was one of the reasons why they wouldn't put her in the Hall of Fame. But she's in it's the Avengers. I forget the rest of the character. I think Black Widow's in there, and there's some other character. I think Captain America and some Iron Man.
This is gonna be some fun research.
I gotta go find it. I gotta get refreshed, purely for scientific reasons. Right. But yeah, China played She-Hulk in the adult parody version.
We'll have to.
Are we talking like early 2000s? After she retired?
Yeah, this had to be early to mid 2000s.
I don't want to put you on the spot.
No, yeah, early to mid 2000s.
This is after retirement, China?
Yeah.
All right.
But back to the show.
She's green too. She's green all over.
I would imagine.
The whole body, whole thing green. Everything. Everything. And just every time somebody said She-Hulk, I automatically think of that.
All right. It was a new episode out. It wasn't bad. Honestly, I'm enjoying the show. It's a comedy. But, as far as entertainment wise, I'm not hating it. I like it. I think I like it.
It's funny. I mean, it's definitely funny. It's setting up something. It's the comedy. It's setting up something real serious.
I think it is going to lead to something. But yeah, is everybody watching it? You watch it?
I'm not watching it, but I have heard a lot of good. Like when I hear people talk about it, it's always something.
It's not bad. It's short episodes, so it's not taking up much of your time, but it's good.
It was like WandaVision. It was one that I really didn't want to see, and then now I'm into watching it. I'm like, you know what? This is really not a bad show. But they're setting up something bigger.
Yeah, I do feel that it's coming. We also got go ahead. Sorry,
off on a tangent again. When I was on vacation last week, the week before, I actually ran back Prey 2 more times.
Okay.
Just off a whim, I was like, yo, let me watch it again. Then I ended up watching it the 3rd time. I might end up putting it in front of Part 1.
As your top Predator movie.
It might be.
And I think that was the argument that I was having.
The more I watch it, I catch stuff I didn't catch before.
Yeah.
And appreciate other things I didn't appreciate.
I think that was part of the argument that I was having.
I wouldn't be mad if anybody.
I wouldn't mad either.
I think what would have made. I think if they were speaking that native language the entire movie, I would have put it over.
Yeah.
Over.
And I did see where you could watch it with the subtitles and the original.
Yep.
That was available too.
We got a Shazam trailer this weekend. I guess they was trying to offset the onslaught that they was going to get from Marvel. So they was like, all right, well, we're going to wait for D23 and we're going to drop a trailer.
Is this Shazam or Black Adam?
You mean Black Adam?
Oh,
Black Adam, not Shazam. Shazam got canceled to next year.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Black Adam trailer.
There you go.
It looked good.
That should have been the first trailer we seen.
It looked real good.
I was telling Tavon before we all even set up that what you said, that should have been the lead off, because now you kind of got a gist of what this movie is about.
It definitely gave a little bit of plot points in the trailer.
Way how I'm guessing how they got him is like Snake Plissken, basically, like an anti-hero.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming, I'm not spoiling the movie or anything, I'm guessing Waller is going to.
You heard her voice.
Well, you saw her.
Oh yeah, you did see her.
You see her clear as day. So this ain't spoiling.
She's gonna send them to stop.
She's gonna send Fate and them to either like put him in check,
contain him, or
do
put
something
him down.
with him.
Right.
But what's interesting with me is now they're putting in another villain, Sabak.
Right.
So now you got the anti-hero, the hero, and the villain.
Perfect.
It's good. It's a good setup, but I'm just kind of nervous.
You kind of know where it's going to play out.
I don't know where this is going to go.
Yeah.
Because the first trailer, they had him clearly like he was a
part of the team.
A part, like a hero. This is the one that they should have set it off with, just to set it apart from how Shazam is. Because Shazam was full of hope. Black Adam ain't. Black Adam is like.
When does that come out?
October.
Yeah, October.
So, damn, that's kind of close, actually.
No,
they're here for you now.
Yeah, because same week. I think the same week as Halloween.
Halloween come out the following week. I think, or it's before that. It's one of them two. I know they're back to back. One of them's the 8th.
One of them's the next week.
Okay. Well, hopefully it does good. Didn't we see something about it had a bad?
Yeah, they had to reshoot.
They supposedly reshot some of the film, and they did another test shooting. And this is kind of crazy that The Rock was actually at this test screening.
Okay.
Because I'm guessing he wants to see the gauge on what this is going to do and how is it going to be presented. Because they were saying they literally were filming this movie up till now.
Okay.
So that kind of. Well, it's scary. I wouldn't say it's scary because they always reshoot some movies, but just with DC's track record right now, that's where I'm just like, I'm giving it. I'm gonna
go see it.
I'm gonna watch it. I don't get me wrong. I'm all for it.
Hopefully it does well. But do y'all realize that the best comic book movie all year has been The Batman?
Yep.
Every comic book movie this year, Batman has been leading the way.
I'm not mad at that.
$1 billion.
And people get that flack. I liked it.
It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it.
It was a little long.
It was long, but I enjoyed it.
But I liked it because it was different. And it was more of a detective story. And he was in the costume the whole movie.
But, as much slack as we give DC.
It was all right.
Whatever.
That is the best-selling and probably the highest-rated movie of the year.
Yeah.
As far as comic book movies go, so.
It did its job.
I just felt like it was long.
It was.
Avengers be long, too, and everybody sit and watch it.
I ain't worried about it.
I mean, with the Batman, it just felt like once we got done with the arc with the Penguin and finding out who her father is and all that, and Falcon and all that, it felt like that finally finding out doing the Riddler part was a whole other movie.
It was the DLC.
Yeah, and it was a lot.
Add-on content.
Yeah. I get a little tired.
Speaking of DC, the dude turned him down to be their leader.
Oh yeah, he declined the role. I can't remember his name.
I just had his name like an hour ago.
Dan Lin. Dan Lin.
I was about to say I know it was Justin Lin or something like that.
Well, apparently the word going around is nobody really wants that job. Which is a bigger that's a detriment to what that studio has been, the decisions that they have been making in the past. Somebody does not want that responsibility.
Does that mean
Restore the Snyderverse?
Snyderverse has a better chance of coming back?
I think so.
I think so too.
I think he's gonna be the only one that would be ballsy enough to
and if they're still releasing these movies in the Snyderverse, it may come back to say, you know what, we need your help.
I wouldn't put Zack Snyder in charge of it, but
I think they may have to.
By default, he may get it.
He may say, look, the only way I'm coming back
is nobody wants that job.
That's so the second person turned
down. Zack Snyder need to come back.
But did you hear the power that these people are going to have with this job? They're not going to. It's going to be its own division.
Yeah.
Nobody from
Feige from Marvel.
They're basically saying like anybody from Warner Brothers that's running their day-to-day functions. They basically saying like you're not doing nothing. They basically said it's the guy, whoever's going to be running DC, and then it's going to be going up to the Axis ASLAB. So whoever's running everything from like taking that job is going to take from TV, movies. I guess it's all the way down to the animated joints. It wants it to be its own entity, like how
like Marvel's
doing it.
Right.
But nobody wants the job.
They're gonna have Zach come out. He gonna cut that Suge Knight Source Awards '95. He gonna be like, if you don't want somebody all up in your movies, cutting it all off from the director's cut, come over to the Snyderverse. They gonna have to do it.
Well, they cut his line.
My honest opinion, if anybody that I think could run that.
Your brother,
Zack Snyder.
Brian. I think Brian
Smith.
Brian could run it. If y'all listen to me, Brian, he really could. But I would look at Bruce Timm.
The animated series people.
Well, if you look at their track record with the animated stuff, they know it's got to be somebody who knows the stuff.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say Bruce Timm. Well, he could be a part, but again,
they
that's a movie.
Need to have somebody who respects it more than just dropping a movie. I think they need to make sure they pay respects to the actual story of these comic book characters.
The only reason why I'm saying them is just because they know the characters. They know the lore of it. But now, I guess the counter argument would be, well, they've never done anything live action.
Right.
But they put out 2 acclaimed cartoon movies that should have been movies.
Yes, maybe he should be consulted. I don't know how he feels about actually running.
It was him. It was James Tucker and Alan Burnett. I think it was a guy named Paul Dini. Those 4 guys pretty much shake that whole cartoon versus.
And I can see people being consulted with.
Even
as far
Greg
as
Berlanti
who's
turned
running,
the job down.
and
Wow.
There's a person on Marvel whose job is to track the multiverse and timelines. They pay somebody to make sure
it makes sense.
People are doing the right thing according to that multiverse and that timeline. That's an actual job right now that somebody's filling to do that job. What else we got this? We went through Shazam. You know what? let's just go on ahead and move to all the D23 announcements. I'll make this first part a little quick. What's this? Hold on real quick. This is I'm seeing something for the first time. All right. But yeah, D23 happened this week. Some announcements. Let's start with the non-Marvel stuff real quick. A Mufasa prequel Lion King movie got announced.
Interesting.
I'll mess with it.
I'm rocking with it. And you know what, boy? Lion King may be my favorite animated movie.
Lion King?
Toy Story hit me too, though. It's between Toy Story.
Beauty and the Beast?
Who?
Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah.
That's my number one.
No,
It's me and Jason's number one.
That's my number one.
We talked about that before.
Baby, Lion King had me crying. Lion King had. I'm talking about
Beauty and the
the
Beast made you cry too.
Boy, when Mufasa.
Hey man, Scar said bye.
Scar said bye. Long live the king.
And let him go, and he fell all dramatic like.
Nah, the part that had me is when the part. I mean, I was ugly crying when young Simba walked over to him
and tried to tap him,
and he wouldn't move.
Oh boy!
I was like, oh man! I said, why y'all doing this?
Had me crying.
That movie had me have therapy for a couple.
Write in the comments your favorite animated movie growing up. Any animated. I don't care who is by.
But yeah,
let us know
Disney is definitely Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. Okay, I'm not mad at it.
Mine was Aladdin.
I mean, it might be Stockholm Syndrome.
You like Aladdin?
I like Aladdin. I like Aladdin.
But
it's funny. I like the live action one. A lot of people didn't like it.
I like the live action.
That's what I was getting ready to talk about. While we're on the subject of Disney, I'm a huge fan of Disney's live action. Yeah. And I know a lot
Jungle Book was really good.
Don't want to like it just because it's
an interpretation
you're taking it. But I gotta say, I said their live action.
They're trying
movies
to give respect to
very. They're very accurate to the cartoon movies.
And Disney gets, and when they want to, they get dark with some of their stories, man.
And so, in spirit of that, we got a Little Mermaid trailer, a live action Little Mermaid with the Bailey sister.
People don't like.
I can't remember which Bailey sister.
It's Chloe.
Halle
Bailey. I'm sorry.
The other one shaking her ass on Instagram. This one's
doing rap music.
Yeah, this one's staying wholesome so she can get the Disney money. The other one said, "Fuck it." But
I'm not mad at it.
I looked at the trailer.
I like they kept the red hair. Like as long as they kept the red hair, I'm like, yo.
You can tell some of the effects was like untouched. Wasn't done.
Melissa McCarthy maybe is in the movie.
Is she Ursula?
Ursula.
And she was talking about it and she started crying.
Not saying
about Halle Bailey playing her role.
And Javier Bardem is playing her dad, I believe.
Okay.
I think he's playing the dad.
Him being somebody nice, Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
he's playing the
Melissa
father,
McCarthy was asked about Halle Bailey, maybe in her how that she felt about her playing it or something like that, and she was saying about one of the songs, the interpretation, the real life version of the song, and Melissa McCarthy started crying. She was like, "I have like basically." As beautiful as the animation is in the cartoon, but what she did for the live action version is
they said
crazy.
She crushed that audition.
Yeah, they've been knocking it out of the park with all of them. Because the first one was the first one I saw when they first started doing the live action. It was Cinderella. It was a POF date. It was a girl from Jersey. It was a POF date. POF date, girl from Jersey. I went and we were in Jersey, and we couldn't figure out a movie to watch, but then we ended up seeing Cinderella, and I'm like, yo, this thing's official. I might enjoy the movie more than I enjoyed her.
I had a live one. I didn't know that. What was that one?
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking about
the Brandy one.
I'm thinking about Snow White.
Oh, no. That one. Yeah.
Wait,
not
Cinderella.
Snow White?
No, Cinderella was the first one. They haven't done the reboot for Snow White yet.
That's coming up, I believe.
Cinderella is.
I think Snow White is coming up.
So there is a new remake,
right?
Huh?
Cinderella was 2015.
There was a Cinderella. Who is it? Who's Cinderella?
Oh, I'm about to go look.
Yeah, it's on there.
I don't remember that one.
They did. They did.
Snow White.
That was the first. No, they haven't done Snow White yet.
No, they did do Snow White.
No, Disney hasn't done Snow White.
They just announced. Let's finish real quick. They just announced a Snow White remake.
Yeah,
live action remake.
I'm ready for that.
Who's in it?
They haven't made the cast announcement yet.
Indiana Jones 5 also got announced.
Yes.
And a little nice tidbit that happened.
Last one, right?
What's the name?
The young boy.
The Asian.
I forgot how you say his name. The dude who was in Raiders of the
little
Temple of Doom.
He kept saying
the little boy from
the Asian guy. He was in Everything All at Once. It was a movie that came out. It was really good.
The best multiverse
Did y'all see that movie?
Yeah.
The best multiverse movie of the year.
Y'all, my eyes was tearing up.
That's been my favorite movie this year.
That is probably the best movie this year. Everything All at Once or something like that.
When you said comic book movies, I thought of that, but it's not a comic book.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, Corey.
Yo, that movie
best movie of the year.
That's the best. Yeah,
I
my
watched it. You just
favorite.
gotta tell me.
It is the guy, the little Asian kid from Indiana Jones. He'd be like, Indy. Like that kid. He grew up. He hasn't acted in a long time. This is like his first movie in years. And he came back. He's going to be in Loki season 2, they announced. But they had a quick moment with him and Harrison Ford at D23 because, that was like the
picture that y'all posted.
Right.
Yeah, that was their first time since.
That's first time Harrison seen him in years?
Yeah.
I want to see Indiana Jones because I think that was like probably one.
I'm going to watch it.
Nah, because growing up, that Indy was like my guy, man.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it.
I remember the show, the Young Indiana Jones show.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was back in the day.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
Avatar 2, which we talked about, got announced. Well, they showed some additional trailers for that. A lot of Star Wars news came out.
Oh, Mandalorian.
Mandalorian season 3 got a trailer.
That looks good.
We got an Andor series that's actually starting next week with 3 episodes. They're releasing it next week.
For real?
That Andor series.
I thought it was 2. It's 3? Oh, wow.
What's the name, though? I ain't going. Was it Secret Invasions? That whole trailer?
We'll get to it.
All right.
Hold on. We working our way down.
We got in a live action Ahsoka series, which is what's her name again? We said it earlier.
Ahsoka.
Yeah. What's the actress name?
Rosario Dawson.
Rosario Dawson.
That's
gonna be
actually,
Ahsoka.
I want to see that because they're going to be putting in some of the people from the Rebel show.
From the Rebel show into it as a live
They got
action
the young
character.
boy playing Ezra already.
Yep,
I was like, okay.
There's a Star Wars Tales of the Jedi. That's an
should be
animated series.
That should be good.
But it should be good. Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Jude Law is going to be in that. That's a live action series. And then we announced the Mandalorian season 3, and they released a trailer for that. I really like the Mandalorian. Mandalorian's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I think they were good with hiding some good Easter eggs or the surprises. Because when Luke came on there, man, my jaw dropped.
I don't think I messed with the Boba Fett series that much.
That wasn't good.
But the Mandalorian, I enjoy it. So let's go ahead and move on to the Marvel D23 stuff. That's where we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for since Comic-Con, basically. We expected some big announcements they made, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a little let down from the announcement. And there were some good announcements, all right, but I am personally a little let down.
It was some ones that we knew,
right? So basically, Black Panther, the Marvels, Daredevil, Echo, Ant-Man, and Ironheart all got lip service and private trailers. We didn't get to see any of those trailers, but the actors came out. Kingpin came out. Well, the actors from all these series and shows movies came out, said a little bit about their part about the movie, what they, Ant-Man gave a little tidbit about, this may be a heist movie, and, there's something with, obviously, Kang.
But they said this is probably like it's a different Ant-Man.
It's a different feeling Ant-Man movie, right?
When you watch it. So that's implying that even Paul Rudd said it was something totally out of his norm.
Right.
Now he's really going to, I guess, be getting his hands dirty.
Right.
So.
If Michael Pena ain't out there giving a rundown or something, I don't want to see it.
But apparently this one is supposed to be a little bit more serious because of
the tone and the implications of why he's doing this is a little bit more serious.
I mean, we could definitely be serious, but Michael Pena's going to give us a rundown.
I know he's going to be in it.
They have to.
T.I. got dropped off on the first one. So
yeah, because of that.
Shout out to T.I.'s son.
No.
That boy ain't gangster.
No.
But
T.I. even said that
Yeah.
when he go to jail.
so no trailers, but the actors came out. What we did get what we did get trailers for.
Secret War.
Invasion.
Let's start with Werewolf by Night.
I didn't see that one.
You didn't see it? It looks good,
It's,
and I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know too much about the character himself,
it's
but the trailer and the style that they went for, I think fits.
it looks like an old Universal.
Yes, like the
Horror
old Universal.
Because the
horror
trailer
films.
is in black and white.
Yeah.
They shot the trailer like an old Universal film.
Did you see the M. Night Shyamalan movie? Anybody?
Yeah.
I missed Old. I did want to see it, and I missed it.
Okay, it's
That
the
was the
main
one where
actor from
everybody was
there,
Asian.
the main father from there.
Yeah, he's playing Mark.
He's playing the werewolf.
Mark Speck.
No, that's that's Moon Knight. I can't remember, like I said, I don't know too much, but I did see a clip in it. If you go through the frames, Man Thing is in the trailer.
Yeah,
He's real quick.
Zombies
see
in
him.
it, and it was another chick.
And I don't think it's going to be a series. I think it's just going to be a one-off special
one-off.
to introduce the character. But they're definitely getting towards the Midnight Sun storyline that they're going to try to grab all the
They
supernatural
also
people.
announced the Ironheart and
Ironheart got announced.
the
No
villain,
trailer. Who's the villain?
The character called the Hood.
Okay. I'm not too familiar.
Well, basically, the Hood is a villain. It's going to be like a science and sorcery type thing because the Hood is like a low-level thief.
The Hood is Chicago.
Yeah.
O Block. They got sold.
That got bought.
Yeah, they bought it.
About to be demolished next year.
Yeah,
Shout
ain't
out to
gonna be
O-Block, though.
no block.
Shout out to everybody on O Block.
King Von is rolling over in his grave right now. But yeah, it's basically the character Hood wears this mythical hood. It gets it from a demon.
Okay.
And
They
puts
are
it on.
introducing a lot of supernatural / demon elements. And I feel like
That's
if we
the
don't
route
get a
they're
Mephisto, but they're definitely doing a Midnight Sun supernatural take. And this past week, a spoiler alert, this past week of She-Hulk has been heavily supernatural based. I'm assuming, well, we're definitely with this announcement by Werewolf by Night. I think we're getting the second season of
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
Because Werewolf
Believe-
by
You know
Night.
the dude died?
Who?
The
Somebody
villain.
died- the villain died?
Yeah, one of the villains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it
yeah.
the skiing accident?
Yeah.
Yeah, skiing accident.
I
Yeah.
read about that.
Yeah.
But Werewolf by Night and Moon Knight are actually adversaries. So
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna
I think they're gonna
they're gonna meet up. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but it'll be interesting.
You just checked it out? Which one
Yeah, I
was
just
that?
looked at the
You see
by
the
Night
the
trailer.
style that they went
Yeah,
for?
I like
though?
that. I like that.
That's like that old school.
Almost reminded me of that movie, The Spirit.
Yes, but if
What?
you see like I don't know the exact time frame, but that old school monsters film
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
like a
almost what I
Dracula
got
type
from
movie.
Yeah.
I love
that's what I was
those.
looking at.
I watch them. Yeah, it was good.
What else got it? Sorry, I'm trying to read back up. What's the other trailer we got? We got a trailer for Secret Invasion, which looked really good. And Samuel Jackson, old. And I hope they got everything they need from him. But he really old in real life. But he looks good.
I'm rooting
he looks
for this.
good for
I'm
whatever
rooting-
age he is.
I'm rooting for this because we've never really seen Sam get off
As a lead person.
in this.
And you know what? They went with the serious tone for this, which I think fits. They went with the spy, that almost that Winter Soldier feel of the seriousness. We don't know who we could trust. I got to take care of business. They pulled out a Glock, and I was like, damn, they ain't really never pulled out a gun like that before. But I got big hopes for that series. I think it's gonna be good.
It looks good.
I think it's gonna be good. So what they end up saying though is that Secret Invasion is gonna lead into Armor Wars. They didn't show anything about Armor Wars, but who's War Machine?
Don Cheadle.
John Cheadle. He came out and was like, yeah, Secret Invasion is going to lead into Armor Wars, which I thought they dropped. Remember, because we didn't hear nothing about Armor Wars from San Diego Comic Con. I thought they dropped it.
The rumor floating around is Arnold Schwarzenegger is supposed to be playing
I think I did
Titanium
hear that.
Man.
I think I did hear that.
They're saying that it's not confirmed, but that's the guy that they were looking for to play the villain in that, which was That'll be fun to see.
Could have been Terrence Howard, man.
Some other things that got announced. We did get a confirmation of Matt Shackman as the Fantastic Four director, but we did not get any Fantastic Four casting news. There's been a lot of stuff floating around this past week, including Corey's favorite being Dr. Doom. What's his name? I'm going blank. Henry Cavill playing Dr. Doom.
Not Esposito?
No.
Not.
Well,
the latest rumor is Henry Cavill.
Supposedly they saying that he signed it, that they're in
signed
negotiations. Basically him and
talking.
Marvel in negotiations with something, because Henry Cavill's camp is basically saying that they're wasting his time with this Superman thing. So they're low key. They're basically saying move on. They're basically trying to put pressure on Warner Brothers now to either like sign this guy long term, figure out what they're going to do, or he's going.
Right.
So now they're saying that he's in negotiations to play Doctor.
I think Esposito is going to be in Marvel. Where he's going to be casted at, I think it's still being up in the air,
I
floating.
think he's going to be Professor X.
Sinister.
And then they said Denzel
supposedly.
I think they're not going to do two black people. I'm telling you.
Why not? He could be Magneto.
I
can see the speech. I can see the speech.
I mean, they based off two black people.
I think they're floating right now. Who's going to get?
I said
Sinister.
it before.
I think they're floating right now. Who's going to get Sinister?
I said it before. Go ahead, give me a white bald man for Professor Xavier. I'm okay with it. It ain't gonna bother me.
But yeah, it's I felt a little under. I think they did a good public service.
It wasn't what we thought.
But it wasn't the news we have been wanting to see.
Right.
Everybody was like basically saying like, we want to know who the Fantastic Four is and
basically
who is the X-Men going to be.
We didn't even have to get X-Men. I'd have been okay with Fantastic Four announcement.
And the other thing I was kind of disappointed with was they didn't really say anything about the cartoon series that was coming out. They were saying that they were supposed to be talking about it, but it was a sizzle reel. Okay. But nothing really kind of explained. But they gave kind of like a cliff note on what the season is going to be entailing about.
Right.
Basically, it's going to take place
they
after.
Did enough. What was that? San Diego. I'm fine.
They did drop heat on San Diego.
They came out just
maybe they just like recovering. Yeah, we killed them already.
Yeah, so it's like that's enough for this shit.
We hit them with the spirit bomb. We gotta let them.
What they got? Black Panther coming out.
But so they did kind of reiterate that Kang is supposed to be.
Gonna see Kang,
the big bad for the next big bad going
for the next
forward.
few years. Let's finish up. Two other things got announced. Thunderbolts team got officially announced. All the members of the Thunderbolts. The surprising pick. Well, let's go down the line. It's Taskmaster, which I don't hate what they. I kind of hate what they did to Taskmaster, but
no, I didn't like it. I'm just being straight up because that's not the Taskmaster that that I'm used to reading.
Taskmaster. We also got
Ghost.
We got Sam Walker. We got
Red Guardian.
The younger Black Widow,
and Winter Soldier.
And the Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is the one that surprised me at that announcement.
That was
I was not really seeing where that was going.
I thought it was going to be like an anti-Avengers. I thought Abomination would have been a part of it. I thought
everybody was thinking Abomination and Zemo, which
I thought he was going to be the muscle.
I'm not counting them out just yet, but that is a big group that they already got. To add two more is going to be even bigger.
Yeah,
but I do think Zemo is going to be in it. He is the villain or a part of the team, maybe up to
I don't know why they put
discussion, but
Yelena, I don't know why they put Florence Pugh.
She had to be in it almost.
She could have been in it, but Thunderbolts is a Zemo led story.
So I think Zemo's definitely going to be in there. Abomination is the one where I'm not really sure at this point.
I thought he was
going to be in.
I thought it was going to be him, or the Red Hulk with William Hurt.
But now I'm starting to think there's going to be a separate Hulk storyline-esque thing going on.
I didn't want to say it because I ain't seen it yet. But.
One of the announcements is about the Captain America New World Order, which Tim Blake Nelson, if you remember from the Incredible Hulk movie, played the character. He didn't get to become the leader in the movie till the end. Same actor from The Incredible Hulk with
Edward Norton.
Edward Norton,
Yeah.
the scientist that was helping him at the end, is reprising his role and will be the leader in Captain America:
He's
New
a
World
main
Order.
villain in it.
The leader is the Hulk's main villain. He had this big giant brain head almost.
Yeah, gamma accident gave him super intelligence.
Right.
Even
But
though he was already
some
smart.
of the stuff that he did was also trying to create other Hulks. And it's weird that they're putting him in the Captain America movie, but I think there is going to be.
It makes sense because basically the Hulk was kind of birthed from that
Captain America's experiment.
PEDs, steroids. So don't use drugs, kids.
So
but in that universe,
right,
that's where kind of the Hulk's origin came from.
So I think we'll definitely get some more information about the leader or something with the Hulks in the She-Hulk series because there's certain events that happen already in the episodes.
That's heavily implied.
Another person that they're bringing back into Captain America. Well, two people who I'm way aware of now. What's the old guy's name again? Isaiah Bradley from the Falcon and Winter Soldier series. Did you watch that? Anybody?
I did.
You didn't watch it? Nobody watched it?
I wasn't going
No. So
that was a whole pass for me.
And y'all
sleeping on that.
That was a good series.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
That was a good series.
So they brought up a point.
U.S. agents in it too.
Yeah, that's Sam Walker.
My fault.
The thing about this Isaiah Bradley character that they're bringing up in the storyline is that they tried to replicate Captain America. It happened to a black guy. However, he was not received the same. And certain things that he had to go through wasn't the same way that they tailored it toward what's Captain America's real name? Steve Rogers. And so you have to watch the series to make it. And part of part of Sam Wilson's journey to becoming Captain America plays on to race. Mm-hmm. And they talk about it in the series, and I think you might want to give it a shot.
And Bucky at the end, when he said had Steve known what had this would have went down, he said he would have never picked up that shield.
Right. Yeah, you got to check it out. But they're bringing him, and apparently the nephew or the grandson.
Yeah, the grandson, because
the grandson will be a part of the Younger Avengers with the we soon will become Younger Avengers
because the grandson got abilities too.
Right. And so
he just doesn't use them until later on in books and stuff.
But I think that was most from D23. Again, we didn't get no Fantastic Four announcement.
Because I don't think they really got the cast right.
I think they're still up in the air about who.
Well, the word going around is that they want the cast hasn't really been finalized. Because apparently they went after Krasinski, but I think he turned it down.
I don't think he turned it down.
I think he turned it down because
I think he's playing hard to get. I think he's telling everybody he's not it, but I think he really got it already.
But I mean, if they announced that you got Krasinski,
we'll see.
Henry
So
Cavill
I'm assuming we won't get an announcement till next year now.
Well, they're gonna have to make something up because it's 2024. So. You figure this year's almost over with, so you got a whole year.
Unless something happens at New York Comic Con, but it never happens for big movies. But we'll see.
They very rarely. Sometimes they do.
I'm gonna be there.
Nuggets.
I'm gonna be there, so I'll let y'all know what I see. Anything else I missed this week?
Let's see what else happened.
Queen Elizabeth died.
Yeah.
So she's Diana waiting for her.
How you? All right, I'm not even going to talk because yes, Queen Elizabeth died.
Black Twitter. I'll just say this: Black Twitter.
It's a little different, right?
I didn't know she died.
I don't want to speak bad about nobody.
And I seen the jokes. I just thought people was just being funny. To the early today. So she really did die. I didn't know she died.
It's a lot of mixed
emotions.
Mixed feelings,
and it's fair to give it that.
The king gonna die in like a year anyway, so
We are not wishing that on nobody.
So Prince Harry or whatever the other boy, y'all wants to get ready.
Well, Harry definitely ain't getting it.
Was it William?
Yeah,
Williams I think he's only supposed to be king for 7 years because I think after he turns 80,
you gotta give it to
the
one
queen basically said that he has to give up the titleship.
So be either. So who's older?
Yeah, Harry. Well, Harry and Meghan Markle,
they the youngest.
They took their
youngest, and they
pretty
stepped
much
away
down
from that
from the royalty stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna go to the brother anyway, the older brother anyway.
He looked just like the dad.
All subject. I hate this TMZ talk on here, but I was on the Shade Room last night. I was looking at that whole Ray J dropping. I had to laugh at it, man.
Ray J was going in.
Oh, the Kardashians.
So he basically said that they knew all along. Even the mother knew about the sex tape.
They said the mom watched it and
watched
decided
it
which
and
one
selected which part to go out.
Wow. And that sex tape is trash. Can I just say, as a adult film connoisseur at one point in my life, that movie is trash.
Nobody was painted green.
It was trash.
It ain't worth the time.
I could have made a better movie than that.
But I was just on the Shade Room watching the fight last night, and I was just looking at all this mess. Man. I was like, he is like choosing violence tonight.
Yeah, something ticked them off.
Somebody gotta take this.
I guess from what I was saying, I guess the mom took a fake lie detector test.
Well, they said the guy that did the lie detector test is somebody that when you look him up, he teaches how to beat the lie detector test. So that already tells you enough. The movie was trash. So like, if it was good,
I mean, y'all got paid off of it, and y'all both got put on showing a dumbass movie.
I think was already famous. Though.
I think Kim Kardashian definitely made off out of that better, and he probably feels some type of way, thinking he needs some more money sent his way, because he on the damn verses sounding terrible.
The audio.
Then they had did y'all see the Zoom meeting or the team, whatever they had with each other afterwards? It was him, Sammy, what's the Bobby Valentino?
Somebody.
And he over there, and Sammy looking at him like,
bruh. I still got to watch it. I still got to watch it because they said
Mario.
They said Mario was out there being disrespectful with it.
I
still got to watch it. They said he was out there disrespecting.
Yeah, he cooked the hell out of him.
But I mean, I don't think I got anything else. The NBA season about to come up. I just picked up 2K. That shit hard as hell. They can't shoot in 2K no more.
I think I got mine. Just didn't open it yet.
Yeah, it's different. But NBA season about to come up. Football underway, so we got a bunch of stuff to talk about going forward. Who y'all think? What's this third quarter?
Yeah. That's Bucks.
Cowboys
game.
aren't looking
I
too
want
good.
the Bucks to win.
Dallas taking us out.
Yeah, they taking one next
who
week.
Who y'all think Super Bowl?
Bengals.
Obviously, I gotta think y'all teams.
Bengals. We gonna be back.
All right,
I'm a realist.
Top 4 teams. 2 NFC, 2 AFC.
Well, off the rip.
Who y'all think? 2 AFC. Who in the AFC Championship? Who in the NFC Championship?
I think it's gonna be Buffalo.
Cincy. Really believing in that?
No, I'm just calling what I'm just saying now. If we're
I
just
think
saying
Buffalo
now,
and Cincy in the AFC Championship.
Over Chargers.
Chargers.
That was
over the Chargers.
That was going to be my third pick. But
they played the Raiders.
The Raiders.
I was going to say
in the rematch of the most.
I was picking the Raiders just because of who the receiver is. That was.
Wasn't it Bills Cincy last year?
No. Kansas City.
Oh, Kansas City. That's right.
We went in there,
and that's funny. Everybody counting them out, but that's cool.
Yeah,
that may be good for them because you got Buffalo that's getting a lot of attention. The whole AFC is like
it's gonna be hard this year.
It's gonna be really hard to pick one.
And see what sucks for us is now we on the radar. I didn't like that. Like I like the sneaking through.
Well, that's a detriment to them, really. I mean
it just comes when you win, though. I mean,
dude shattered his knee the first year. Then the second year, and he takes the team to a Super Bowl and damn near won it.
2 NFC teams.
The NFC is probably gonna be what? Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
No.
Los Angeles.
Definitely gonna be the Packers way they look.
And it ain't gonna be nobody from the north. It's gonna be like Tampa Bay.
NFC West.
I would say Tampa.
Rams or Niners. One of them 3.
I say Tampa. I'll say.
I would say Eagles, but your defense is a little suspect.
Nah, I'm going to say the Eagles third just because that offensive line shaky. They can put some points on the board now, but
how did the quarterback look?
They had him running for his life today.
Yeah.
That's why you don't want your starting quarterback running like that. My other thing is Lamar Jackson. I am not mad at that man for holding out on his money.
They had a good game today, right? Yeah. It was the Jets. So I can't really game.
But I ain't mad at him for holding out though.
Lamar Jackson.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, you got
what's wrong with Lamar Jackson?
He in my division.
Yeah, you got him and you got Deshaun Watson.
He in our division. That's what's wrong.
But my whole thing with Lamar Jackson is
he's good though. He's
what's his name? What's that quarterback from Arizona?
Kyler Murray.
You got Kyler Murray. He won all that money, and they clearly overpaid for him.
Kyler looking.
They done gave Deshaun Watson all that money.
Well, Deshaun Watson ain't gonna be here till week 12.
No. So he getting a lot of tax deductions right now.
I ain't mad about that.
a terrible tax deduction. Then you got Lamar Jackson, who's an MVP. Pretty much is the heart and soul of that whole offense, and they're just going softballing on him with a contract. Pay him.
It was $250 million, but it was only $175 guaranteed.
I don't blame him, man. You get your letters, man.
Man, they get NBA contracts now, boy.
It's all right, man.
It's quarterbacks.
If he decides to go ahead and leave the division,
that ain't happening.
I'm all right with it.
They're gonna franchise tag him for like 3 years in a row.
Yeah, especially if he has a good season this year.
We'll see what happens, but
whatever.
All right, I think that's it for this episode.
Our defense on point this year.
Throwing Dak around. Look, woo.
Yeah. We doing that next week too.
Good. Like I said, I hope they lose, man.
They getting manhandled right now.
Good. Oh, they are. And they
anything coming up?
Halloween
that y'all looking forward to?
Halloween's coming up.
Triple G fight. Halloween.
The actual holiday or the movie?
The movie. Oh, you know me on the movie.
Black Panther.
Black Panther for sure.
Let's see. What else is coming up?
I think that we can't forget about this. I don't want to keep calling him Shazam. Black Adam movie. But I'm going to give it a shot.
I seen Pierce Brosnan. I was on board.
I was good with that pick, too.
I like him.
Because it was the Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Let's go ahead and put this to a close. Let's finish out the rest of this game. But Tavon, Tri-State Tip.
Tiger Helly 19.
Julian Smith on Facebook.
And that's your boy, Corey.
Yeah.
Until next time. Peace.
Peace.